Hey, it's Julie, and this is the Do Business Like a Woman show. How are you doing today? Give me a little hello in the comments and let me know you are here. So today's show is a little bit different. I'm talking about a different topic from normal. We are talking about saying yes to the flow of life instead of struggling against it. And I'm really excited to share today's topic with you because it's something that's really on my heart. And I think it's a really relevant conversation for right now. So if you are new, welcome to the Do Business Like a Woman group. I'm Julie, I'm the founder, and I help women entrepreneurs and coaches to get a steady stream of high-paying one-to-one clients into your business. But what I really do is I help you make more money because I know when you have money, you do good things with it. And together, we are about raising the collective consciousness and healing some of the problems that we have in our world right now. So that's really my deeper mission, because I know that when you are well supported, when you have clients, not only do you make a bigger impact, you earn more money and you do good things with that money, and it has a ripple effect. So my job is to help you get clients, and specifically a steady stream of high-paying one-to-one clients. So normally you will find me talking about all things to do with getting clients, all things lead gen, organic marketing. I'm not into bro marketing. I am all about connection and helping you to connect in a really authentic way with the clients that you're meant to serve. So there is a bunch of free training on all of those topics right here in this group in the guides section. Go have a look at that. You will get some really valuable insights that can help you to get clients right now. But for today's topic, let's talk about saying yes to the flow of life. So if you are on replay, it's #replay. And if you are watching live, give me a little hello. Let me know where you're from. Please give this video a heart or a like to help more people see it. Give this video a heart or a like, and let's dive in. So this all started for me because when I started Do Business Like a Woman, I had a question on my heart. And the question was, is there a better way to do business that is less stressful, that is less harmful for our bodies as women, for our planet and the world that we live in, and also for our people and our animals? Because I saw that the old, overly masculine ways of doing business were causing a lot of harm, a lot of burnout, a lot of adrenal fatigue, and a lot of harm to the planet. So that was my question when I started Do Business Like a Woman. And my journey was bringing in feminine energy, and particularly divine feminine energy, into the way we do business. And so that looks like connecting with our divine source. It looks like connecting with our intuition, slowing down, being more conscious, taking a breath sometimes, taking a pause, and really being connected to the flow of life. Recently, I have been guided to drop down to that even more. And I've been reading a book, some of you may know it, The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. This is a really good book. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It's also on Audible, so you can catch it on there. And what this book is about is this guy who realized that he had a voice in his head. Now, we all have a voice in our head. It's the voice of our mind, and it's chitter-chattering away all the time, right? So he wanted to know, can I quiet that voice in my mind? And that was his big question. And he started out as a student in the 60s, and he began meditating, and he just wanted to quiet this incessant voice in his mind. And it's all about his journey, and I won't tell you all of it, but I will tell you that he ended up with a billion-dollar company. And he also ended up building a temple in the woods called the Temple of the Universe. And this is just about his journey. Now, the whole premise of the book and what he was doing was he was just saying yes to what life put in front of him. And he would notice that the voice in his head would have an opinion, like it would grumble or say, I like that, or I don't like that, or have a preference. But he just said yes to the natural unfolding of life, like what the universe put in front of him. And this is fascinating because when we are in our egos, we always want to future trip and we want to say, I want this, but I don't want this. And this is how I'm going to earn money. And this is how clients have to come in. And we make all these rules. And it's very, very stressful. It is efforting, right? It's what I call hustle and what Gary Vee teaches, right? But it's the hustle model. It's like, yes, it can work, but you can also burn out. But what I've come to see in my own life and business is we can do business that way, but it is so stressful on our systems. It is such hard work. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill rather than taking a kayak down the stream of the hill, right? So what he was looking at in this book was, all right, what happens if I don't even listen to that voice in my head and all my preferences and it's chitter chatter, and I just go with what life is presenting me? And I've been doing sort of a mini version of this in my own life for a while. And already the unfolding is pretty miraculous. And this is what happens when we don't get in our own way, right? When we don't feel like we have to control everything and hold on to the reins so tightly. Recently, a couple of months ago in my business, I had a really great launch, a 5-figure launch, and I was able to sell out Fierce Feminine and Free, our group program, for the 3rd time running. And we had this amazing launch. And then right afterwards, I kind of hit a wall in my business. And the things that had been working for marketing in my business just stopped working. And there was this gap. And I know that there are ebbs and flows in business, and there are times when it's busy and new clients are coming in and we're on the crest of a wave. And then there's times where it's quieter, we're in a lull. But whereas in the past where I just would have gone out and hustled and done all the things and done more and worked harder and kept pushing, this time I decided to say, okay, what happens if I just let go? What happens instead of like increasing my efforts, what happens if I just relax into this pause and I trust that it doesn't mean there's never going to be a client again. It doesn't mean anything about my business or my message, or because we tell ourselves these stories, don't we? If a client doesn't come in for a little while, we're like, oh, yeah, I'm a has-been. I'm not cut out for this. My business isn't going to work. We tell ourselves all these stories. Well, this time I said, okay, let me just relax into this lull and let me just take a breath and be open to what comes next. Let me see if the universe has something else in mind for me. And I was willing to be completely open, even if it didn't look how I thought it should look. Because I have a vision for Do Business Like a Woman, and I have for years crafted this vision and what the company's going to look like and where we're going. But you know what? I understand that the universal intelligence is far more intelligent than little old me and has a far bigger picture view than little old me. So what if I'm just willing to say yes to what life puts in front of me? And that is the space I settled into. And I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit disconcerting to let go that much, but I was just open. I was like, all right, universe, you show me what you want me to do. You show me what's next. And I was still journaling, and I was asking every day, and I was remaining open, and I was doing what I knew to do, but I wasn't pushing. There's no pushing. And you know what? Something just dropped in. And that something was the way we do business is changing. And there's been a shift in energy just recently as well. And you may have felt this too. And the old ways of pushing and marketing and bro marketing, they're going away, thank goodness. And there's something new coming, and it's based on connection. It is based on authenticity. And I've been saying this for a while, but it really is dropping in now. I can feel it. And the old ways of, particularly in the coaching industry, the old ways of running programs, doing things, it's all shifting. And a lot of us, particularly the more experienced coaches, those of us that have been around for a while, are just sitting back and looking, okay, what comes next, and where do I fit into this, and how can I be of the most powerful service as we transition? Because another thing I've been hearing a lot of recently, and it really upsets me, is people investing, particularly with business coaches, a lot of money, and then not getting good service, not getting good support. The program is like lackluster. It's not as advertised. They don't have access to the coach. It's templates, it's cookie cutter. And that is just horrible for our industry. So I know that in our community, we are deeper, we're of deeper service. And so I put out a post last week and I said about this, and who else is experiencing this, and I'm creating a free experience. It just dropped in, it came through, for coaches who are a bit more experienced, who've been around for a while, who are feeling this shift, to come together to see what comes next, and divinely guided at a higher level, what can we create together? And maybe a mastermind will come out of it, maybe something will come out of it. But I'm also genuinely curious, like, how do people want to be supported now? How do we do this? How does it look? And I'm excited. And lots of amazing women responded to that post and said, yes, I want in, I want to be involved. No effort on my part, none at all, other than just writing the post from my heart. You know, no pushing. And so I'm just open for where we go with this. And I'm still going to be doing stuff in my business that I've always done, but I am totally open to being guided. And for me, when I started to live this way, that is when my endometriosis began to heal. It's when my cycle, my period became regular. It is when I began to trust in life. And look, I'm not saying that I always am full of trust, or that I'm a human being just like you, but I am learning to trust more and more. And I am seeing that when I do that, I get guided. Like I got guided to buy my house up north. Like I was then in lockdown by myself up there, but I got into my spiritual work. Then I was guided to come back here. Now I'm investing in my second property. And it also in my business, you know, guided to do certain things at certain times, and really listening to that intuition. And so often it's like, not so often, always, it's not logical. It's not something I can see with my mind. It's not something that makes sense to the logical mind. It is a deeper knowing. And that's what I'm really interested in, and that's what I'm sinking into. But I have seen that A, I'm healing and I'm healthier. B, there's just less stress and struggle. And C, the results are like beyond anything I could have done by myself. So this is the power of when you align yourself with what the universe wants. And when I teach the Warrior S framework, and I tell my story of the first iteration of my business and the second iteration, and the first time failed and the second time was great, you know, I had lots of clients. I speak about this piece of asking what wants to come through me. So the first time it was really ego driven. It's like, what am I going to create? And I want to make this much money and I want to have champagne and all this stuff, right? And oh, that looks good. Let me do what she's doing. All ego driven. I didn't know that at the time. The second iteration of my business, I was really asking, what wants to come through? Universe, use me. I'm here for you to use. Bring it through me, bring it on. And my job is to just keep showing up daily, to do what I know how to do, and also to like cleanse myself, if you like, so that I can be a pure channel for what wants to come through. And I don't mean that in like a kind of egotistical way, but I just mean, you know, getting good sleep, eating the right foods. For me, I went vegan at Christmas and I haven't ever felt healthier. It's amazing. I'm on a whole food plant-based diet. And so it really is like, let me just be a person for the consciousness to work through. And I believe that as we do this, that together is how we're going to heal our world and a lot of the problems that we see in it. And I'm also here to support you, and I know that it is my job to help you get clients and to help you, yes, have a wildly profitable business, for sure, but do it in a way that feels like ease in your body, that creates the right sort of ripple effect on the planet, in our home, in our world. Right? Rather than pushing against and creating more disease. Because that's the other thing I noticed. When I used to hustle and push so much purely from masculine energy to the detriment of the feminine, it created disease in my body. And I believe it creates disease on our earth too. So what we need is a blend of the feminine and the masculine. And we all know that the divine feminine is rising now. We can feel that. If you're here in this community, you know this, right? So how can we bring this through, and how can we do our businesses in a way that just ripple out consciousness and healing and love and raising awareness together? And money and abundance is part of that. It's the natural result of showing up with a heart of service, of trusting the flow of life, the ebbs and the flows, of going with it, of staying present in the moment instead of always being 10 steps ahead, right? Being present is one way that you can surrender to the flow of life and just say yes. And trust that all your biggest goals are going to come to fruition, because if they are divinely led, they will, and you don't have to force for them. Now, you do have to show up and do stuff each day, right? Chop wood, carry water, as they say. But you do it from a place of ease and flow. And I used to think, oh my God, nothing exciting is ever going to happen. It's not the case. My life has become so exciting since I've been living this way. I'm now dating somebody amazing. And I'm on this property journey, investing in property. I get to travel as much as we can in COVID and do some amazing things and support some amazing clients as well. So thank you for the love, Heather. Good to see you here. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you do want to come join us in the experience I described for conscious coaches who are looking for what's next, send me a DM. This is I'm keeping it a really tight-knit group. There's no financial investment. There will be a time commitment. And it's going to be a really next-level experience that we co-create together. So, Heather, I'm looking forward to it as well. So if this calls to you, send me a DM. We'll have a chat in the DMs, and I'll just ask you some questions to see whether it's a good fit to invite you in. And it really is for coaches, service-based female entrepreneurs who've been in this game for a while and can sense the shift and are ready for what's next, and really looking to co-create, go to the next level and make a difference, yes, personally, but in our world as a whole. If that is you, send me a DM, let's connect, and I will see you next week for the Do Business Like a Woman show. Put it in your calendars, people. It is always the same time, 3 p.m. UK, right here in the group. So make sure to be here every Monday. I want to see you. Lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.